Hello, I'm Wendy Passmore, and welcome to this week's guided meditation. So, what we're going to do is for about a half an hour, we're going to prayerfully reflect on our experiences of the past week. I have a psalm that's in modern language, inclusive language, from Nan Merrill that we'll meditate with a bit. And hopefully, you have a candle lit, a quiet, sacred place in your home with perhaps a journal and ready to do some writing. So, to start our time, let's ground ourselves and take some deep breaths, just grounding ourselves in the depths of our soul, our spirit, our heart, knowing that we are the beloved. And as we're taking these deep breaths, let's invite the Spirit to come into our heart, into our lives, into this experience, that we might really truly sense that we're being guided and companioned by a loving presence through this time together. In the last couple of weeks, we've been pondering some of the themes that come up in this Lenten time. It's a time of the wilderness, and certainly what we've experienced in this pandemic time is certainly for many of us a real wilderness experience. So, the theme I'm wondering that we could ponder today is being nurtured in the wilderness. In the wilderness of this pandemic, or the whole sense of wilderness times that we've all experienced in our lives, has there been a component of being nurtured in that wilderness experience? So, if we could just write down that word nurture and being nurtured in the wilderness, maybe we can just spend a moment about what that might mean for us, for me. Certainly, if we see Jesus as a possible model of this kind of experience, when he was 40 days in the wilderness, in the midst of all sorts of temptations and so on, his nurture came from the intimate relationship he had with God, empowered by the Spirit. So I wonder if that's a nurture that we can ponder, the intimacy with the divine, being empowered by the divine Spirit in our lives. So, as we're in this quiet place, let's invite this Spirit to gently guide us through the memories of the experiences we've had in the past week. And let's land in one of those moments that we were exhilarated or full of life or really felt that it was a graced moment in some way. Let's just enter back into that experience, letting those feelings nurture us again. And what might God's invitation or message be to me in the midst of this very life giving aha kind of moment? And what would my inner response be to that message? So, again, in this quiet place, let's invite the Spirit to gently guide us through the memories of our experiences of this past week. And perhaps there was a moment or an experience or an encounter that was really difficult and challenging. So let's just spend some time with that experience and really get in touch with what my feelings were and what was going on in me. Is there a deeper message? Or anyway, let's just be with that experience and invite the Spirit into it in a revelatory way. And what might God's message be to me in and through this really difficult encounter or situation I found myself in this week? As we sit with it, inviting the Spirit into the experience of it, What is the message that I'm getting, and what's my response to that message? Okay, so maybe we can do some meditation with this psalm. This is excerpts from Psalm 51 from Namir. So let's just, I'm going to read it through 3 times. So the first time, let's just stay with a word or a phrase that seems to speak to where I am right now. Forgive me for where my thoughts and deeds have hurt others. Lead me in the paths of justice. Guide my steps on paths of peace. Teach me that I may know my weaknesses, the shortcomings that bind me, the unloving ways that separate me. You have placed your truth in my inner being. Therefore, teach me the wisdom of the heart. Help me to transform weakness into strength. Look not on my past mistakes, but on the aspirations of my heart. Create in me a clean heart and put a new and right spirit within me. Enfold me in the arms of your love and fill me with your Holy Spirit. Restore in me your joy and renew my spirit. So the word or the phrase that speaks to you and to me right now. So after I read it through a second time, let's explore why that word or phrase seemed to speak to me at this moment. Forgive me where my thoughts and deeds have hurt others. Lead me in the paths of justice. Guide my steps on paths of peace. Teach me that I may know my weaknesses, the shortcomings that bind me, the unloving ways that separate me. You have placed your truth in my inner being. Therefore, teach me the wisdom of the heart. Help me to transform weakness into strength. Look not on my past mistakes, but on the aspirations of my heart. Create in me a clean heart and put a new and right spirit within me. Enfold me in the arms of your love and fill me with your Holy Spirit. Restore in me your joy and renew my spirit. And after we reflect on it a third time, let's just offer a prayer or a reflection in response to the message that I've received from this song. Forgive me where my thoughts and deeds have hurt others. Lead me in the paths of justice. Guide my steps on paths of peace. Teach me that I may know my weaknesses, the shortcomings that bind me, the unloving ways that separate me. You have placed your truth in my inner being. Therefore, teach me the wisdom of the heart. Help me to transform weakness into strength. Look not on my past mistakes, but on the aspirations of my heart. Create in me a clean heart and put a new and right spirit within me. Enfold me in the arms of your love and fill me with your Holy Spirit. Restore in me your joy and renew my spirit. Okay, so let's now do some reflection and prayerful reflection, I guess, on the people or the situations that we're carrying in our heart right now. Let's just take a few moments and bring all the people in our circle, maybe the people that we're having difficulty with, whatever's going on there, um, or people who are in need of healing or in need of companionship. Um, it's such a lonely time for people who live alone. So may our hearts and blessing and maybe a phone call go out to them in this time. So whatever it is that we're carrying in our heart right now, let's bring that into this sacred time of prayerful meditation, and maybe be open to the Spirit. Maybe there's something new that's going to come in as we just sit quietly with these people and situations. As we're seemingly moving towards the end of this pandemic, probably by the summer, that we'll be able to get out and about a bit more. Um, Maybe we can just spend a moment and think about, what have I missed the most, and what do I really look forward to at the end of this, um, and just open our hearts to it all. Mm. And as we bring ourselves into this presence, as we close our eyes and just picture ourselves, and the whole theme of being nurtured somehow in the wilderness, um, I just wonder if we can really open our hearts to the experience of the unconditional love that God has for us, that the Divine One has for each one of us. That, um, yeah, we're a divine creation. There's no one else in the world like you or me, and we're just called to be who we are, called to know that we are loved, the beloved, um, and just that we might open our hearts to experience that truth and reality. That you and I are beautiful, that we are loved, that we are known in ways that we can't even imagine. And there's a divine spirit at work calling us into fullness of life and joy. So let's just quieten our hearts and open ourselves to receive this divine presence and truth. And in the spirit of this reflection of being the beloved, let's pull out one thing from the week that we can be grateful for. And so, in the quietness of our heart, let's just repeat this: I am loved. I am known. And I matter. I am loved. I am known. And I matter. I am loved. I am known. And I matter. And my prayer this week is that each one of us will truly have that experience, and that we'll know in our hearts that we are loved, that we are known, and that we matter. So till next time, bless you. Nice that you're here, Tessa. I see your message. Okay, bye-bye.